The life and sad ending of Ozzie Nelson. Ozzie Nelson was born Oswald George Nelson in Jersey City, New Jersey on March 20th, 1906, to Ethel Irene and George Waldemar Nelson. His father was Swedish, and his mother was of English descent. Ozzie had an older brother. A few years after he was born, the family moved to Ridgefield Park, where Ozzie spent most of his childhood and adolescence. Ozzie participated in a lot of extracurricular activities during his teenage years. At the age of 13, he was given the rank of Eagle Scout. At that time, he was the youngest student to have been honored with the rank. He was also interested in football. He was part of the school football team while studying at Ridgefield Park High School. After graduating from school, he enrolled at Rutgers University, where he was part of the college football team. In college, he was an active member of the Cap and Skull fraternity. He wanted to become a lawyer and joined Rutgers Law School after earning a bachelor's degree. In his late teenage years, he was addicted to music. He started playing saxophone in a few bands and also became a football trainer to earn some extra pocket money. He also wanted to be a vocalist, but was rejected by the Rutgers Jazz Bandits, the band for which he played saxophone. When Ozzie entered adulthood, the U.S., along with the rest of the world, was in the clutches of the Great Depression. There were few jobs available, and people looked for other mediums of making money. Ozzie turned to music and became a full-time musician. In the 1930s, the mass media era was beginning to infiltrate American life, and one of the first major stars to emerge from it was Rudy Vallee. Ozzie bore a striking physical resemblance to Rudy, along with a similar style of singing. This benefited Ozzie greatly, and when he first emerged on the national music scene, he was hailed as the guy who sings and looks like Rudy Vallee. Ozzie formed the Ozzie Nelson Band and started becoming popular in the mid-1930s. With his sharp mind, he made sure that his own band members contributed to popularizing the band by different means. As a result, the band became a national phenomenon in the 1930s and 40s. Glen Island Casino was one of the most popular casinos in and around New York City, and they were searching for a band to play for them. The Ozzie Nelson Band took advantage of their growing popularity and was selected. Many national radio broadcasts followed, and Ozzie's band became extensively popular. Their success story continued as they were represented by several major record labels, such as Brunswick, Vocalion, Victor, and Bluebird. One of their most successful songs was Over Somebody Else's Shoulder. Ozzie's wife, Harriet Nelson, was also a vocalist in the band, and together they enjoyed nationwide success. Ozzie Nelson married Harriet Hilliard in 1935. The couple had 2 children, David and Eric, also known as Ricky. Ozzie's success story was not limited to just music. In 1944, he developed and produced his own radio series, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His sons were also featured on the radio show from time to time. The show starred Ozzie and Harriet, and their 2 sons were played by other actors. In 1952, the show moved to TV as a sitcom titled The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Their sons, David and Ricky, played themselves in the TV version of the series. The series chronicled the lives of the family members, and audiences watched their daily antiques. The radio show was on air until 1954. The series turned out to be one of the most successful sitcoms in the 50s and spanned 14 seasons, from 1952 to 1966, and 435 episodes. Although Ozzie's dad character came off stammering, hesitant, and slightly absent-minded, which meshed perfectly with Harriet's smart, wisecracking appeal, he was anything but that off stage. A dynamo and workaholic, as well as a shrewd businessman, Ozzie supervised his show completely as a producer, director, and editor. He virtually put son Ricky on the map as a pop-singing idol via his sitcom, incorporating the boy's musical talents. The success of the sitcom paved the way for Ozzie to star in further films and TV series such as Adam 12, Fireside Theater, and Night Gallery. His last television show in the fall of 1973 was Ozzie's Girls, which lasted for a year in the first-run syndication. The premise involved Ozzie and Harriet renting their son's former room to two college girls, actresses Brenda Sykes and Susan Sinnott, and portrayed the Nelsons' efforts at adjusting to living with two young women after raising two sons. Nelson suffered from recurring malignant tumors in his later years and eventually succumbed to liver cancer. And sadly, he died at his home in the San Fernando Valley at 4:30 a.m. on June 3, 1975, with his wife and sons at his bedside. He was 69 years old. Services were held at the Church of the Hills at Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills, California, on Friday, June 6th. He is interred in the Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills Cemetery in Los Angeles, California. For his contribution to the television industry, Ozzie Nelson has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 6555 Hollywood Boulevard. He has an additional star with his wife at 6260 Hollywood Boulevard for their contribution to radio.